They say that beggars can't be choosers. And for the most part, I agree. But for the Vancouver Canucks today, and for Thatcher Demko, that should have been a shutout, man! It was so close! That was a lucky goal! Okay, we can't go out there and start doing the shoulda, woulda, coulda game. Because that was a very good game by the Vancouver Canucks. 5-1 victory over the Calgary Flames to open up the 2025-2026 season. And there's a lot to be excited for the rest of the 81 games that we will see throughout this season here. All kicked off today with a win at Rogers Arena. Playing in the oh-so-beautiful black, red, and yellow skate jersey, Braden Coots making his NHL debut. For the most part, he was pretty good. He didn't get any points today, but you can't get points every single time you lace up in an NHL game, can't you? He looked pretty good. And there were a number of young Vancouver Canucks that I was very impressed with, and some older than young guys that also were quite the ones to watch in this hockey contest. Vancouver wins 5-1, as we had said, and based off of my reaction at the beginning, you can tell that the Calgary goal might not have been the best one, but let's get things started with the 1-0 goal. It's scored 14 minutes into the first period. It is Kiefer Sherwood who gets things going for Vancouver. I'd say I'm a lot more confident and comfortable with Sherwood getting the first goal on the year versus, let's say, Daniel Sprong from last year. But the puck ricochets out into the neutral zone where Drew O'Connor is able to find Sherwood streaking down the right side. Sherwood walks right in. He's got no choice but to just shoot the puck on Dustin Wolf. He does, and he fires it by and behind the goaltender. 1-0 goal assisted by Drew O'Connor. And then we don't get any goals until the third period here. Now, there were some penalties, don't get me wrong. Vancouver took a too many men on the ice call 6 minutes in, which is, of course, a staple of Rick Tocchet-based Vancouver hockey. Kind of shaking off the old wounds there, you can say. And Jake Bean also was called off in the first for hooking against Lekkerimaki. And for the most part, I'd say that both teams' power plays did have some nice movement, but they were kind of sloppy. Vancouver's especially, I'd say throughout the course of the second period as well. You could definitely say that there's room for improvement in terms of passing the puck and just getting set up. Evander Kane, I was really not impressed with him, especially on the man advantage. I know he set up Jonathan Lekkerimaki, which we'll get into, but there were way too many passes in this game from the stick of Evander Kane that just totally missed the mark and went all the way back into the Vancouver zone. The guy just needs to get a little bit more of a tighter grip on where he sends the puck, because a lot of those passes were going well wide on the man advantage and at even strength. But either way, second period, we start to see some shenanigans. Firstly, Mackenzie Weegar goes off on a major penalty for boarding Elias Pettersson. The play gets reviewed, and it's reduced from a major to a minor. Now, honestly, I felt like this was probably a minor hit. I didn't even really think it was boarding until Pettersson landed headfirst into the boards. I feel like if that was any other guy except Elias Pettersson getting hit by Weegar, he probably wouldn't have landed the way that he did. And I think because the landing was so violent, Pettersson kind of fell forward into the boards there. I feel like if it was anybody else who had a little stronger of a base, he probably wouldn't have fell in the same way and probably would not have garnered the same penalty response. But as we said, Vancouver on the man advantage from this play. They're not able to capitalize. It's not really the best. You had Elias Pettersson just 4 minutes later getting revenge on Connor Zary by boarding him. You gotta remember, last season, Connor Zary was headhunting against DPD. DPD takes his revenge here today. Very similar hit to the Mackenzie Weegar on Elias Pettersson board. This one's a 5 that gets called back over to a 2. Both of the hits were on the guy's side, and they just fell into the boards afterwards, so the boardings were called, but they were reduced from majors to minors. No goals scored by either side on these man advantages. There are some more power plays in the second period. Braden Bahal for high sticking and Drew O'Connor holding the stick against Rasmus Andersson. But as we said, no goals. Thatcher Demko, by the way, stepping in here and making some incredible saves. He stopped up a breakaway chance from Blake Coleman. He was sturdy as a rock in net for the Vancouver Canucks, stopping all but one shot of the 18 he faced. 17 saves on 18 shots against. He looked really strong. And for the most part, Dustin Wolf was making some saves as well. He did get beat quite a few times in the third period, however, starting out with Filip Chytil, because Chytil ends up getting himself a beautiful, unassisted goal where he drives down the left side, curls away from Rasmus Andersson, then gets around the forechecker, comes in, tries to take a shot, it hits Kevin Ball in the back of the head, who falls forward, the rebound comes right back to Chytil, who then buries it into the open net. I'm not gonna lie, this goal was beautiful, but I saw Filip Chytil enter the zone, and I saw the 7 on the back of his jersey. I thought that was Braden Coots. Like, I was sitting here for like the 15 seconds that play went on, and I was like, oh, Coots, what a move. Oh, he went by. Oh, Coots, the shot, the rebound, he scores. Like, I screamed. I was like, oh, Braden Coots just scored that goal. And then the camera zoomed in, and it's like, oh, it's Chytil. Oh, never mind. I mean, it's still a nice goal. Really nice play there by the de facto second-line center for Vancouver. But Chytil ends up getting the 2-0 goal. Give it a few minutes, though, and you have yourselves Filip Chytil again, who makes it 3-0, assisted by Arshdeep Bains. Now, we said that the Calgary Flames had a really difficult time generating offense on the man advantage. Well, Arshdeep was part of the reason why. He ends up getting himself a really nice long-range pass out to Chytil in the neutral zone, who comes in on a breakaway and scores by Dustin Wolf, makes it 3-0. But you gotta give a shout out to Bains here. Not only did he set up that play, but on the PK earlier in the game, the guy was blocking shots like crazy, taking pucks away from Flames guys, stealing it. He was coming in on the back check. These are the things that made him a top 6 forward for the Vancouver Canucks this season. And a lot of fans will go out there and start lambasting Arshdeep because he didn't score too many points in the preseason. And admittedly, he could have been more productive there. He just wasn't. But ultimately, Vancouver, they saw some pretty good NHL projectable qualities out of his game, and it was good enough to net him a spot in the top 6 opening night. That's exactly what he was given, and that's exactly what he took advantage of. Arshdeep, what a great game for him, really putting himself in the spotlight in the best way possible and getting the assist. Just a few minutes later, you had Jonathan Lekkerimaki getting his first on the season, assisted by Evander Kane and Connor Garland. Garland comes down the left side into the Flame zone, centers it behind the goal, where Evander Kane picks it up, comes out the far side, then throws it right across to Lekkerimaki, who gets that short-range pass and buries it on a one-time shot by Dustin Wolf. This is what we wanted to see out of Jonathan Lekkerimaki. Quick shots, very nice goals, and just being able to pot the puck in from any angle. All the goals that he scored in the preseason, they were on the left side. This time, it was on the right side. So there you go, Jonathan Lekkerimaki getting some varied offense in different parts of the ice, but of course, still looking really strong on the puck in the process. Morgan Frost then makes it 4-1. He gets the Calgary Flames on the board. He kind of spins around, bouncing on a loose puck, and Thatcher Demko doesn't see it. It squeaks through the 5-hole, and that ruins the shutout with 6 minutes to go in the third. But then just 4 minutes later, you had Jake DeBrusk dropping the puck off for Elias Pettersson, who then finds Brock Boeser in the offensive zone. Petey leaves it for Boeser. Boeser walks right in, and he fires it by Dustin Wolf. Beautiful shot off the bar and in. That's all she wrote for the Calgary Flames in this one. Dustin Wolf makes 21 saves on 26 shots against for an .808 save percentage, and Thatcher Demko has a .944. What a way to take advantage of a Calgary team that played extra, overtime, and shootout hockey yesterday against Edmonton. And it's the result that Canucks fans desperately needed after last year's terrible start to the year at the hands of these same Calgary Flames. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks and the Flames Game 1 of Vancouver's regular season in 25-26. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't, the dislike button's down there for you too. Comments help out with the algorithm, so I'd really appreciate it if you got involved there. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What stood out to you from this game? What are you paying attention to for next game? I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.